Okay, fellas, how are you doing today? Thank you very much for stopping. We appreciate you out here. Hey, this is home. Motherland. You want to know about any country in Africa, you're at the right place. My name is Zack. You're very welcome. Thank you. We like you here. We want you here. We want you to stay. Okay? We're here every single day. Please join the crew. Join us. Click on the button. Subscribe so we can see each other every single day. Well, here we talk about things unprotected, unfiltered, undeterred. We are scared of nothing and nobody. Sometimes we bash each other. Yeah, we do bash each other from time to time. It's always for the good thing. The goal is for Africa and our people to move forward. Today we're talking about something very, very interesting. We are first going to Madagascar. Crazy stuff where the president has gone to France to discuss with the French president about what? About these islands right here that belong to Madagascar, but it's been taken by force by France, and France has refused to reinstate these islands to Madagascar. What's going to happen? You're going to find out about that. And then we're going to go to Botswana, Rwanda. We're then going to go again to Namibia. And at last, not least, we're going to talk about something very interesting. We're going to talk about something very interesting about women. Women rights. Do you believe in women rights? Do you believe women and men should have the same rights? Okay, that's number one. Do you believe women and men should assume the same roles when it comes to jobs, positions, and power? Do you think women and men should all have, the same capacity when it comes to government? Women should be able to do the very same thing men do today. Number last, do you think women are equal men? We're going to find out about this. Fellas, today, many people went marching into the United Nations office. Many ladies, in fact, very, very unhappy with what's happening in the world. Basically, what they're saying is, even though the world has made some progress into integrating women into offices and businesses, allowing women to be themselves and make their own choices, whether they want to make babies or not, there's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot of cases of gender inequality, gender-based violence, where men beat women in most cases. I mean, even though I've had a cousin that beat her husband really bad. But people found it funny. People found it funny when a woman beats a man. That happens. My cousin used to beat up a man bad. She would slam him on the ground. And people would go like, whoa! Like, she's strong. Yeah. But just imagine of the opposite. I don't know if it's acceptable because it's a woman that can do that. But anyway, let's continue. So they went marching saying there's a lot of progress that's been made throughout the years. But yes, things are moving backward. In many countries, women have nothing to say. I mean, this is a reality. There are some countries out here where women have absolutely nothing to say when men are standing. You know that? Some countries, as in Central Africa, we're not going to name today, but you're probably going to imagine, where there are tribes where women have nothing to say. When men are standing and talking, a woman is in the kitchen. You have nothing to say. They will call you woman. What are you talking about? Is that okay in 2025? Should women have rights? I mean, you can't even protest about your husband treating you negatively because it's disrespectful. I mean, we all have, if you think about it rationally, most African countries, they all have that very tribe that treat women bad, like shit. No. Let's not be funny here. So let's see some countries that are doing good with women, okay? Gender violence is unacceptable, fellas. Do I believe women should do the very same thing men do? In most cases, yes. Now, do women want to go to war? Question mark. There are some women that go to war in the army. Do women want to work in the gutter? Okay, like removing trash, unclogging toilet, removing dirty things, working into underground work. Well, it's interesting that sometimes we don't find a lot of requests to work in such field. Removing shit, cleaning the gutter, it's mostly men. So even though we want equality, it just feels like equality is needed in good position when it comes to CEO position and stuff like that. Now, should we complain about that? Question mark. I firmly believe as much as, women deserve all the good thing that's in the world, everybody should know their place and their space. I know some people will say, yeah, it's me, whatever. No, I believe God created us different. Everybody has their role when it comes to family. Everybody has their position. Nobody's superior to the other. But as much as it is, each person should do what they're supposed to be doing. And I'm not going to tell you what that is, because we know when there's somebody, an intruder with a knife or with a gun, who do you run behind? Who do you want to push forward? We know that. We know when we need peace and calm and happiness, who do we go to? That's what it is. Anyway, let's look into the countries that are doing tremendously great in this instant. So, as per the report, this is not me, fellas, okay? They're talking about European countries. Here we see countries that are highly ranked in terms of equality. Number one, we have Norway. This is the strong gender equality. So women and men assume very similar role. Iceland is number 2, gender equality globally, and strong L, you know what I mean, when men can, and women can. So Iceland support that, so it's number 2. We have Finland, world's best education and equality-driven policy, low corruption. Interesting. As you can see, apparently the first countries are all from Scandinavia, right here on the map. It looks like they treat women much better than any other place in the world. Is this accurate? Question mark. In Africa, we have some countries as well that treat women really good, that appeared on the list. I'm sure you're interested about that. We're talking about Rwanda. They say Rwanda is often praised for gender equality, especially in political representation. So Rwanda's got a lot of ladies working in politics. They have about 60% of the parliament are women in Rwanda. Look at this. How interesting. So they vote the laws and the rules of the country mostly throughout the thought of ladies. 60% is quite a lot. We have Botswana and Namibia. Let's talk about Rwanda first. Now, Rwanda has a strong gender quota in politics and business leadership. So in Rwanda, a lot of politicians are female. And a lot of business people, CEOs, are females. Is that a good strategy for Rwanda? Question mark. Is Rwanda doing okay? Well, it looks like it's doing okay. Okay, economically, at least. Kigali is still the cleanest city in Africa. That's something. I mean, this comes from many things. It comes from the mentality of Rwandans as well. When you think about it, once every month, everybody comes in the street to clean. No. They don't wait for all these contractors that are contracted by the government to go and clean the street. Once every month, everybody will come outside and go clean their street. So the street of your avenue or your avenue, whatever your street in your hood, you are under the obligation to make sure it is clean. So you're going to pick up all the condoms that you throw in the street, pick up all the trash, the banana peels, the papers, all of that, you pick it up and you put it in a corner, you burn it or something. And that's, number one, create an environment of unity. You know your neighbors, you don't necessarily, like most of you do, you don't even talk to your neighbors, you don't know, you see them from afar, you want them to greet you first, you don't want to greet them back. So in Rwanda, because you have to deal with a neighbor every single time, once a month at least, you have to go and talk to them. And even visitors, when you come to Rwanda and it's the day of cleanup, you have to be in the street and clean. Is that a good thing or not? Doesn't matter what job, what position you assume, whether you're a gardener or you're a CEO, you must be in the street to do something. Number 2, that allows them to know who is where. When it comes to intelligence and security, they know exactly who's where. If you're not from the neighborhood, they know people from the neighborhood. And it creates a mentality, general mentality. People don't throw things around. They don't throw papers and plastic bags are banned in Rwanda. You cannot get in Rwanda with plastic bags. Is that a good thing or not? In Rwanda, another thing that's good, the education and healthcare service are free for 90% of the population. It's called the Mutuelle de Santé, an insurance that allows everybody in Rwanda to access healthcare for free. Is that a good thing or not? But then you must remember they also have a tax system that's very rigid. They will tax you, okay? They will make sure they have enough money from everybody so they can have enough money to help everybody. Is that a good thing or not? No. I also believe people in Rwanda that live with HIV get medication for free from the government. Definitely a good thing if you're sick and you don't need to be stressing about, all of that. Now we talk about Botswana. Here's Botswana. Beautiful country, lovely people. They have some of the biggest diamonds in the world. Look at that. That's from Botswana. Big diamonds. Great people. Very peaceful. They're very kind. Some Africans are just beautiful and kind. Look at the ladies. That's a Botswana. This one is a Botswana as well. That one. So maybe you should take a trip to Botswana. Go and have a look. Botswana also is a country with great legal protection rights. Botswana has a strong constitutional protection for civil liberty. So in Botswana, you can do your own things. It's not one of your African countries where a person in a uniform can just come and scream at you. That's what you see in some countries, even in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria. These are just a bunch of people with uniform harassing the citizens. And you talk about liberty and freedom. What freedom you have? You have no freedom. In most African countries, you have no freedom. It's a lie. Stop celebrating those Independence Day. You don't have no independence. Botswana also has a great education and healthcare system. Education is free through secondary level and girls have near parity in school enrollment. So you can go to school for free until secondary school. That's beautiful. No excuses. No saying, okay, you can go to school for free. Then, no. The government will not be able to pay for you anymore. Public healthcare system is accessible and generally well managed, including strong HIV/AIDS treatment program. Botswana was hit very hard in 2000, but now leads the treatment access. Yeah, Botswana is one of the countries with the highest level of HIV. We're talking about Botswana, South Africa, Lesotho, Swaziland. As you can see on the map, Botswana, South Africa, Swaziland, Lesotho. It's same area same area. So something must have happened. Yeah, people talk about vaccine. Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but people talk about, that it was put, we can talk about that maybe some other time if you want to dive into that. How did that spread so hard? Now, beside the fact that people, do each other, there is a way they brought it into a community, or there is a way it entered the community. How is that? We're going to talk about that. Now we're moving to Madagascar, fellas. We're touching base with Africa. Now, Madagascar is right here. Big piece of land. I know a lot of people, when they hear Madagascar, they think about the movie, this one here. No, that's not Madagascar. Madagascar actually is this land here. It's a pity because sometimes when you see Africa, they'll show you the big land of Africa, but they will not show Madagascar and Sao Tome and Principe. They don't show them. I don't know why they don't show Madagascar. That's like saying, well, these are the members of my family, but you keep the last bone and the first bone like off the picture. That's not a nice feeling. Okay, so this is Madagascar, biggest island in the world. Now, Madagascar president went to France to have a discussion with the French president. Okay, about what? They went to discuss these islands right here. Okay, it's called îles éparses in French, or scattered island. These islands right here belong to Madagascar, but France took them over and they control it. And so far, France has refused to return the island to Madagascar. Isn't that an injustice? I mean, many people are talking about Russia going to Ukraine. Well, you violated the sovereignty of a country. Isn't this violation of a sovereignty? Now, why is this important? Well, the French have refused to return the place because apparently the place is vital for fishery. It has potential oil, gas, and it's also great for military positioning in Africa. So the place has fish, oil, gas, and riches. And that's why France don't want to let it go. I mean, just imagine, this is France here on the map, and these are the islands. Okay, how can this country own these islands? It's with whose right? So France refused to give them back. Paris defends sovereignty, citing strategic, legal, and historical ground. However, it's open to co-management deals, meaning, well, these islands belong to us, but we're willing to co-manage the island. I mean, if it belonged to you, you wouldn't want to co-manage. Why would you co-manage something that belongs to you? It's like that story of Solomon, and those ladies. One of the ladies say, no, it's my child. The other one says, it's my child. So, okay, I'm going to chop the child into two parts. So each of you will take a part. The lady say, yes, chop it into two parts. The other one say, no, keep the child. Give it to her. Right? It's like, okay, it's my land, but we can co-manage. No, it's not your land. It means So how did the French get there? So initially there was a story about a businessman from France. He signed a deal named the Lambert Charter. So Lambert was this businessman. Okay, his name is Jean-François Lambert, a French businessman who went to Madagascar many years ago in 1855. The man went to Madagascar, said, listen, if you give me access to your country and I want to look into the riches that you have, get access to your forests, I'm going to bring you deals where we can develop your country. The charter granted Lambert exclusive rights to exploit the land and natural resources in Madagascar, to set up plantation and infrastructure projects. In exchange, Lambert promised to help modernize Madagascar and promote its economic development. So after making this deal, the Malagasy people decided we cannot give too much power to this person. Let's retract from this deal. It's our land in any way. France seized that opportunity as a breach of a contract, and they came and took the land by force. I mean, there are many instances they tried. They used that opportunity as an excuse. It's like you've effed up one of our businessmen, therefore we're coming to your country and taking over. France launched a full-scale invasion in 1895. They used superior weapons, troops, and naval force. They marched inland and captured Antananarivo, the capital. In 1896, France formally annexed Madagascar as their colony. They took the island. Now, at the time, they found the queen. Okay, Queen Ranavola III. She resisted. She fought back for the land, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to do anything against the superior capacity of the French. Later on, she was exiled in Algeria. They kicked her out of a kingdom. Talking about taking over, they kicked her out of a kingdom. She went to die in Algeria, in a foreign land. France colonized the country. They started extracting resources, coffee, vanilla, minerals. They unalived over 100,000 people brutally, in the most erratic way possible you can possibly imagine. Crazy stuff. They don't talk about this. All they talk about, yeah, Hitler was a bad guy. Anyway, he was a bad guy. What about you people? Crazy stuff, my brother. Now, they took all these islands and never gave them back, even though the United Nations told France, you need to return the island. They don't belong to you. But France said it's strategic. We have, presence and whatever, historically and whatever. Yeah. There's petrol, there's oil, there's gas in that space. So what's going to happen? Are they going to do something about it? Or it's only about Russia, that you must push Russia, sovereignty. Do we really live in a fair world where people respect each other? Or it's a joke? How do Africans try to resolve this? How about African cut ties with France? I'm just saying, I'm not saying not now. Why didn't Africans cut ties with France like Europeans cut ties with Russia? Because they invaded Ukraine. I mean, that's other people's lands, isn't it? Or the rule only makes sense in one side, not on the other. It's not the first time. The British have done the same with some African island, with Mauritius. All these islands from Mauritius you see here, they don't belong to Mauritius anymore. It's the British. They created a military base in some of these islands. They kicked out the people of their home, chased them away to use the island as a military base. And you talk about sovereignty and respect of other people's land. I don't know about that. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. It was a great pleasure. Do you think women should be treated in a way that is respectful? Stop beating women up. Or do you think women are strong enough to defend themselves? Since you should think about gender equality. In that case, then should respect still be sustained? And number two, should women, be enrolled into great positions of power? Government, business and stuff like that. Can women do much better job? Are they doing a much better job? We have a president in Tanzania, this lady right here. She's the president of the country. Is she doing a bad job? Or is she doing a good job? We have many presidents out there in the world. Can Africa follow through? The mentality where women have nothing to say, is that a good thing? Or should we know the bother and stuff like this? President of Madagascar, strong man. He stood very strong for Africa, especially when this time came around. Remember COVID? He didn't want to take medics and that stuff for his people because Madagascar had a treatment like something very similar. A tea they were drinking, Artemisia. They were doing great. There was no victims in Madagascar until they allowed the Germans to come in Madagascar to analyze that tea they were drinking to protect themselves. Once the German scientists analyzed the tea they were drinking, all of a sudden, people started falling. Did they change the structure of the disease, perhaps, to beat that tea? I don't know. I'm just asking. Let me know how you feel about this. So, it's very cold out here. And my mind is going all over the place. Extremely cold. It's winter. I know you say it's winter, right? Winter. And we don't say winter. It's winter. Call me the waiter. Like, why do Americans say winter? No, it's winter. In Africa it's winter. Give me water. Not water. Give me water. I want to speak to the waiter. No, my brother, call the waiter. You're going to the equator? No, we live in the equator. Sometimes it's quarter. Not quarter. It's quarter. Yeah, what's up everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. It's extremely cold. Yeah, we love you, man. We love you out here. There's no African man or African woman who's never tried the American accent. Waiter. And water. Give me some water. But if you dare say water, yeah, people are going to look at you like, did some potato get stuck in your throat or some water? No, we say water. Yeah, you appreciate it, fellas. Your first time here, my name is Zack. Thank you so much. Here we talk about the motherland, Africa. You want to know about us? You're at the right place. Okay, please click on the button, subscribe so we can see each other every single day. Yes, we do come every single day. Today we're going to talk about something very, very interesting. We are in Burkina Faso. Here's Burkina Faso. You heard about the country? Surely you have heard about Ibrahim Traoré. Yeah, I see you. Now you see what I'm talking about. Now, Ibrahim Traoré has done tremendous things. He has brought the entire black community together. Matter of fact, he's inspired even many white people, many people from different races and different places. I really honestly think that good heart has no race. I believe that. As much as you may believe your brothers are all your skin colors, no, they're not. Some of your worst enemies are your skin color. And you know that. You don't talk to everybody in your community. That's the reason. Because your spirit knows not everybody from your community is one of you. So you can know Africa really like you. We do like you. Okay. We want to meet you. We want to see you. If you have an opportunity to visit Africa, please do so. Okay, don't listen to the naysayers talking about, Africans, these Africans think we are, that's their experience. I went to Africa, and it was crazy, they just want to extort me, Yes, you're gonna find some bad apples. Okay, that's given. Wherever you go in the world, you're gonna find some really bad people and some good people too. In the same as every community, American, African American. I just said American. Anyway, Caribbeans, you're gonna find good people and bad people. That's why you don't F with everybody in your neighborhood, because you don't F with everybody.
So I've been in Ghana for the past week. This is my second visit. And surprisingly, this is what I've learned. Africans do not hate us. Africans don't hate us at all. As a matter of fact, that is what the media tells us. So we don't come here. So we don't connect with our culture, with our people, with our roots. They tell us that, so we stay away. So we don't help build our communities. They want to keep communities poor. And they show us the worst parts of Africa, so we're not interested in coming. But it's all a lie. I have not been mistreated at all since I've been here. I've actually been shown a lot of love. A lot of love. They love to see us coming back. Is there jealousy? Do you get side eyes from people? Yeah, of course. That's anywhere you go. That's everywhere. If you've been wanting to come back home, come back home. I have the most peace. And I definitely don't spend a lot of money when I'm here. But come back home. Stop letting the white folks lie to y'all and tell y'all that Africa is poor. So is America. America's poor too. America's poor too. But you know what? You make the best out of wherever you are.
So people talking about online, like, yeah, I went to this country and they did this to me and they did that to me and they treat me like, no, that's their experience. They don't tell you the part where they did wrong. Sometimes they do wrong. And I'm not trying to justify anything. What I'm saying, it goes both ways. Whether it's an African in America having a negative experience within the African community or the African American community. They don't tell you the entire story. They tell you just the part where they were victimized. Look at what they done to me. I want to meet you. Don't you want to meet me? I want to meet you so we can water together. We can play with the weather or the weather. We can pay some money to the weather, no, the water. Okay, anyway. So we're in Burkina Faso. Here's Burkina Faso on the map. Beautiful place, lovely people. I've experienced it myself, firsthand, no doubt about it. Most submissive women ever. Most respectful. So in Burkina Faso, you can actually marry 3-4 wives. Okay, let's not talk about that. I know the ladies are going to get triggered. But yeah, as much as you respect men wanting to be with other men, some people's culture is men with multiple women. We just got to respect that. You don't have to agree with it. You just have to respect that. That's it. And in Burkina Faso, they're not jealous. They're not jealous of each other like a woman jealous. No, they say, that's my sister wife. Yeah, they have some of the best relationships among them. It's the way they were brought up. That's how they learn it. I mean, you learn everything. If jealousy is learned, like all of that. Anyway, let's get back on track. Burkina Faso has done something very, very great. The government has revised its mining code, a raised state-free equity in new projects from 10% to 15%, with an option to acquire an additional 15%. Congratulations. Let me explain. So the government said this, plain simple English. Any project related to gold, from now on, they're going to raise their equity, I'll explain, from 10% to 15%. Meaning, you as a company, if you go to Burkina Faso, you want to extract gold, Burkina Faso automatically has rights to 10% of whatever without having to invest anything. Now they've pushed this from 10% to 15% to get government to get more money. Now you must remember here, external companies will come to your country. They'll bring equipment, they'll bring people, they'll bring intelligence, they'll bring capability, research, and asset. You just sit on your whatever at home, drinking some whatever, and at the end of the day, they bring you 10% of what they pulled out. That's a good deal, isn't it? I know you want to do more, but yes, let's continue. So Burkina Faso is pushing this from 10% to 15%. Ibrahim Traoré has mandated Greater Burkina Faso ownership and shortens permit duration to strengthen oversight. Before you extract any minerals, you must get a permit. Now, permits sometimes are given for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Now, you're not playing like that anymore. It's shorter permits, renewable. If you're doing great, good. If you're misbehaving, without breaking any law. Now, imagine you give a company a 50-year permit, but they don't pay tax. Now, how do you dispute that? This becomes very difficult. Let's say you get a better deal with somebody else, some other company, and you would like to transfer the deal to the other company. How do you kick them out of your house? It becomes very difficult because the contract is 50 years. And trust me, just because you're a country doesn't mean you can just push people out. They'll take you to court, international court. So Burkina Faso has changed things. Now the permits are going to be shorter. Companies are now required to contribute to National Gold and Mining Development Fund, as well as process part of their output domestically to retain more value. Piga makofi. Yeah, piga makofi. Piga makofi is Swahili. You already know. Explain to them what piga makofi means. Now, yeah, what does this mean? So the companies are required to contribute to National Gold and Mining Development Fund. You're obviously asking yourself what this is. We're going to try and explore what is this National Gold Mining Development? It's a local mining development fund established with numerous purposes. We're going to try to see a few of them. Number one is to support regional, communal, and socio-economic projects like infrastructure, schools, water system, and many areas like that. So you as a company, in order for you to operate in our country, you need to contribute into this development. Infrastructure, school, water system, and stuff like that. Isn't that beautiful? So it's not just about you paying us money for extracting mines, but you are telling us by the time you come to our country that you will also contribute to our development by injecting money into infrastructure, industrial, water system, and many other things. How beautiful is that? So basically, companies will give 20% of mining royalties to carry these operations. Is this a good thing? Let's pick them up. Yeah. You need to clap your hand for these people. I mean, you know, the African and African American community, black people in general, we have the same demons. Now I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, if you look at every community, very similar demons. Yeah, people not supporting your business, people criticizing you when you're doing great things. It's demons, generational demons, genetic demons that you need to extract. And we need to be able to praise when things are positive, not just talk when it's negative. The state has also taken out several major mines through SOPAMIB. So what is SOPAMIB? It's a new state-owned company consolidating national control of key gold assets. So this SOPAMIB has been created to take every little mining company that is not going by the rules. If you don't respect the rules, SOPAMIB will swallow you. If you don't pay tax, SOPAMIB will swallow you. If you can't be funny with the workers because you think you're white from another country and you're going to treat these little Africans like monkeys, SOPAMIB will swallow you. In Ouagadougou, fellas, a gold refinery is being built. Congratulations on what? We're going to pick up a coffee a lot. Yes, they're building their own gold refinery. Okay, they're trying to reduce their reliance on foreign processing. In order for what? In order to improve export transparency. Small-scale export permits have been temporarily suspended to curb illegal trade.
Gold has become our leading export product. But we have no control over gold, whether it's exploration, production, or as you have seen, refining. We ask ourselves many questions, and today we have decided to put an entire chain in place. You are following with APEC that we want to mine the gold ourselves. Today we are laying the foundation stone for the refinery. We will no longer have to take our gold outside to be refined. We will refine it on site, and we will know the actual content of the raw gold that comes out. That is very important. And also, in this way, it is a way to invite local gold miners to bring the gold back inside the country. Because there is this aspect, the structure that will buy the gold so that we can refine it here. A lot of gold leaves Burkina Faso illegally, and this actually helps to fund terrorism. We invite the gold miners, whether they are collectors or others, to bring the gold to the central area. And at the same time, we also invite Sunaspe to open more offices to be able to collect the gold. In addition to this refinery, I hope that in the coming days, we have another even more important project underway.
So basically, they are building a gold processing company or industry in Burkina Faso. So in most cases, most African countries, they have gold, diamonds, uranium, whatever, you name it. But the problem is they will have to extract them and send them to a foreign nation to be processed. Okay, by sending raw material, you're losing business because when you have processing plants on boards locally, you're creating employment, opportunity. You bring in money, tax, and more other things. You're creating opportunities for the economy, electricity, commerce, food, and stuff. Now, Burkina Faso says, okay, we're going to limit the amount of gold that's going to be processed elsewhere. They have not completely cut off, export of raw gold. By building this processing plant, they're going to reduce the amount of money that is being exfiltrated out of the country. These measures, fellas, mark a strategic shift toward economic sovereignty. Burkina Faso looking for sovereignty, with the government aiming to convert its gold wealth into long-term national development. Remember when Ibrahim Traoré went to Russia? Okay, he wasn't asking for help. Like, please help us with this, build this for now. He was talking about, we want you to bring your schools in Burkina Faso so our people can learn. We actually want to learn. We want the knowledge. We're more interested in the knowledge than the help. That's the mentality you want to see.
And we understand that apart from defense and security, there is another essential field, which is science and education, and we would like to see Russia assisting us in training and educating our youth to help us to develop our own industries, our own enterprises, machinery, other types of manufacturing, because it's very important for Africa.
And now we're moving to South Africa. Yes, fellas, South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, the president, is in support of a brand new policy that could see Starlink licensed in South Africa. Starlink belongs to this man here, Elon Musk. Elon Musk went to accuse South Africa to this man, Donald Trump. What did he say? He says South Africa was killing white people. There was a genocide happening. Number two, he says South Africa has racist laws against white people. Number three, he says South Africa was taking land from white people by force without compensation. Donald Trump put a lot of pressure on South Africa. You remember, where the president of South Africa and the delegation had to go to the United States of America in the White House to justify what was happening in South Africa. What was one of the reasons why Musk did that is because Musk's company, Starlink, that provide internet service, was trying to get into the market of South Africa. However, South Africa has the laws. The South African law, one of them at least, says that 30% equity of the company must be given to black people of South Africa. Why? Black people have been marginalized. They've been through the most apartheid and difficulties financially. Therefore, you need to sell 30% of your company to the country, to the people, before you operate. Musk didn't like that. But the bottom line is other companies from the USA have done it, like Amazon, Microsoft, many other companies that are stationed in South Africa are respecting that law. But Musk refused to do so. And that was the reason, one of the main reasons why he went to accuse South Africa to be under pressure. And because of that, Trump pushed South Africa into a corner. South Africa did not want to lose all the opportunities they get from AGOA and the United States of America in general. Therefore, they had to bend the rules. But there was a fight within South Africa. Some people say we cannot bend the rules because of pressure. These are the rules we've established to allow black people to progress and gain from the country. We can't change that. But Cyril Ramaphosa with his team had to think about what is beneficial for the country. Now it looks like they're moving toward a direction where Starlink will actually come into South Africa. That also means that all data that is governmental related, all data that are private, could be accessible through Starlink server. So a completely external company, foreign company, will have access, major access to data from a country because of pressure. Is this right or wrong? Should Cyril Ramaphosa allow this or stand strong? But by standing strong, it's an opportunity for South Africa to go down. Just remember here as well that Musk and Trump is not working anymore. Is this not an opportunity for South Africa to say to Musk to go fly a cat? Let me know how you feel about that. Yes, fellas, drop a comment. You know how it is. Burkina Faso developing its own processing plants of gold and restructuring gold and everything. This is an amazing thing that nobody else thought about. Remember this general right here from the United States of America saying that Burkina Faso is using the gold for the government, for the junta.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across.
Was he really right? Today we are celebrating next to the Congolese people. Yeah, Congolese people right here. We're celebrating Patrice Emery Lumumba. This man right here. Have you heard of this man before? Big name. You surely heard about him. Congo, yeah, this Congo, right? There are two Congos, okay? There's the DRC, this one here, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Congo, okay? This is Congo, Brazzaville, this is DRC. Very close countries. They actually have something very particular. They have the closest capitals in the world. In Congo is Kinshasa, in Congo is Brazzaville. What's sad is they don't get along well. That's a problem. Especially the Lingala speaking people, by the border, they speak the same language. Okay, it's like in South Africa and Botswana. The Botswana's in South Africa and Botswana's in Botswana. They speak the same language. They should be very good friends. These two are not good friends. Matter of fact, these Congos or DRC who lived in Congo for many years, at some point, they were chased back in Congo for some reason. Anyway, it's very sad. I question Africans. I do question Africans. I'm not a fanatic. I'm sorry. You're going to hate me for that? It's fine. I'm going to show you the door, but you won't leave because you like it here. Here, you're going to like it. You're going to get stuck and glued because we talk the truth. The truth is like a lion. Lies is like a rabbit. Rabbits need protector. You can't release a rabbit in the street. It needs protection because the dogs are going to eat it. The cats are going to go for it. The eagles, the hawks, the rats. The lions need none of that. You leave a lion, it bounces and everybody scatters. We tell the truth here. That's the truth and the lies. Truth is like a lion. Lies is like a rabbit. Africans, when you get to learn about Africans, sometimes yeah. From the outside, it looks good. Oh, yeah, my African brothers. Oh, my brother. Yeah, but how do you support each other? Do you hold hand in hand and work forward? I mean, you're still fighting each other over who's the real Congolese? Really? Really, fellas? Well, they don't have issues with people speak Swahili. So you see this Congo right here. We're talking about Congo because we're going to talk about the Congo. It's big. You see, it's a massive land. I believe it's second biggest country in Africa right now. Now, in this part of the Congo, the east side, they speak Swahili mostly. Swahili is the most spoken language in Africa. I know I say that a lot, so you can know. And the new people as well. On the other side, the western side, they speak mostly Lingala. Lingala is a spoken language, very same language spoken in Congo, Brazzaville. So they can understand each other. But people from Congo, Brazzaville don't get along very much with the Congo, Kinshasa. But people from in Swahili speaking get along well. Anyway, so that tells you something about it. Anyway, let's get back on track. Yeah, thank you very much. Your first time, you're welcome. Please click on the button, subscribe so we can see each other every single day. We come here every single day. Great. Now, today we're talking about Patrice Emery Lumumba. This man here has been a great ambassador of Africa, good man, very strong man. He became prime minister of his country at 34 years of age. Yes, and today you see 34 years of age, people looking stupid in the street doing, what do you call those dances on TikTok? Yeah, 34 years of age, absolutely idiot. I don't know what has occurred to human beings, especially in Africans, because back in time, Africans in 20s were fighting for independence. Like Mama Winnie Mandela, I believe she was 18 when she started the movement fighting against geo prices. Look at the 18-year-old today of the African. They're stupid. 35 years old. Stupidity. People became president back in time like Sankara, Lumumba in their early 30s. It's crazy. Let's get on the track. Okay, now, Patrice Lumumba was a revolutionary and a national hero of the Congo. So back in time, Congo was colonized by the Belgians. You see Belgium over there, very small country. They colonized us. Actually, before Belgium colonized the Congo, Congo was run by the king of Belgium. It was a private property of one person. Why? Because he used Congo to enrich himself. How, you ask? Back in time, in the early 1990s, that's why the Industrial Revolution started. There was the creation of the car, the motor car. The motor car needed tires to run. Now, where do you get the tires? You need rubber. Now, where do you get the rubber? In Africa. Who's got the most rubber? Congo. Now, the king of Belgium ran Congo. It was his private property. And he forced the people of Congo to go in a forest to go get rubber. Yes, it was forcefully done to the Africans. Now, what happened was, what's interesting, most people don't talk about in history, the policemen who were beating the Congolese people into going to the forest to do the work were black. Yes, they were recruited by white. They were black people beating black people to go in the forest to get The rubber. No, every day they give them a quota. Like, this is the quota of rubber you have to bring. You have to bring this amount. If you don't bring this amount, you're in trouble. Now, early it was a bit soft. If you don't bring the required amount of rubber they wanted you to bring, they will take somebody from your family, maybe your wife, and they will put her in jail for a day. The very next day when you work hard, you can go get your wife back. It went on like that. Then the king was frustrated because he felt that the Congolese was being complacent. Then what did he do? The new thing was, if you go into the forest and you don't bring enough rubber, what's going to happen is they're going to take your hands out, bring out a machete and chop your hand. So they chopped many Congolese people's hands. Okay, that's how they were. They treated them that way. So, and also it was most of the people, of the soldiers, the military that were recruited by the Belgians, were given a certain amount of bullets and a gun. Let's say you have 9 bullets. Now, for every bullet you don't have, you need to show a hand for it. Yeah, so if you don't have a bullet, you need to show a hand. If you don't have 2 bullets or you lose 2 bullets, you need to come and show 2 hands for the bullets. The justification would be there was a black guy that was trying to run away and I shot him and this is his hand. Now, what happened was some of these police people that was affiliated with the Belgians, they will go to the forest and shoot on pigs and wild pigs, you know. They will shoot them, you know, for fun. Then they will realize, oh, I've shot 5 bullets. No, I need to show 5 hands for my 5 bullets. They'll go find people in the street and chop it and chak. Yeah, they did that to the people. That was from this man right here with the beard. I know a lot of people never heard of him, but you all heard about this man. You know, he's an evil, most ruthless human being. But this one you never heard of. He unalive about 15 million Congolese people, 10 million, I think, something around that. So basically, that's what it was. No. After that man did so many atrocities, some other white people that came to the Congo at that time as explorer sent letters back to Europe saying what's happening in the Congo, it's unlivable, it's inadmissible, it's unacceptable. And he was ashamed. And that is when the country took over from him. Okay, they started running the country as a colony. Okay, Congo Brazzaville was colonized by French. Congo, this one Kinshasa, was colonized by Belgians. Now the Belgians continued. They did bad things. As you can see, when they came to Africa, they came up with this. Listen to this. Okay, this is a priest preparing other priests to go to the Congo. He was telling them, Congolese people know God. They're not stupid. You're going to tell them about God. Okay, as you're going to tell them about God, know that the Congolese people know God. They have names for him. Okay? They have names. They call him Zambi. You must make sure your agenda is pushed forward.
Reverend Father, pastors, and dear compatriots, welcome to our great homeland of the Belgian Congo. The task entrusted to you is very delicate and requires a great deal of tact. Priests and pastors, you are certainly here to evangelize. But this evangelization is guided by our great principle. Above all, the interests of the mother country. The primary goal of your mission is not to teach the blacks to know God. They have already known him since their ancestors. They pray and submit themselves to Nzambi Mpunu, as far as I know, and also to Nzambi Mawuzi. They know that killing, stealing, sleeping with another man's wife, slandering and insulting are wrong. Let us have the courage to admit it. You are not coming to teach them what they already know. Your role is essentially to make things easier for the administrators and industrialists. That is, you interpret the gospel in the way that best serves your interests in this part of the world. To do this, among other things, you will ensure that our black savages lose interest in the riches that abound beneath their soil, so that they do not become interested in them or pose deadly competition to us, dreaming one day of driving us out of this region before we have enriched ourselves. Your knowledge of the gospel will enable you to find passages that recommend and make people love poverty. For example, blessed are the poor, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to them. It is harder for a rich man to enter heaven than for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle, and so on. You will therefore do everything so that the Negroes are afraid of becoming rich in order to better deserve heaven. Support them little by little so that they never revolt one day.
What he was clearly saying to the priest here, he said, you priest missionaries are going to Africa. You are going to preach, but you must know these Africans are not stupid. They have their own God. They respect religion. They have structure. They are not stupid. But as you going there, make sure whatever you teach them must go to our interest. You must tell them the poor are happy because they will see heaven. Be poor because heaven is for you. While they're being poor, believing in heaven, we can seize that opportunity to steal their minerals because they will not be paying attention to minerals no more. They won't control us. They won't feel bad when we're stealing, we're looting, we're building houses and getting good things for ourselves, because they will know the verse that says, happy are the poor because the kingdom of God is theirs. That's how they're preparing people in the Congo. Many, many years later. 1960, okay? In 1960, this man emerged, Lumumba. Okay, very strong political guy, young man in his early 30s. Now, before they gave people independence, the king of Belgium, the son of, great, what do you call it? Great son of that beery dude, came into the microphone. He wanted to say a speech saying that, congratulations to the Congolese people, because now we're going to give you independence. It's been a long time. You've been behaving like a good, like good boys. Now we're going to give you independence.
The independence of the Congo marks the culmination of the work conceived by the genius of King Leopold II, undertaken by him with steadfast courage and continued with perseverance by Belgium. For 80 long years, the nation of Belgium has consistently sent its very best sons to your cherished land. At first, to free the Congo Basin from the odious slave trade that was decimating its population, then to bring together the various ethnic groups which, once enemies, are now preparing to form together the largest independent state in Africa.
He's trying to pacify everybody, saying, here's your independence. Lumumba said, no, we're not going to let this guy speak to us like this. We acquired our independence with blood and tears. We're not going to allow this to happen. He took a pen at the event. That's when he wrote his speech as a prime minister. He took a pen, he wrote the speech. Some people actually told him, no, don't do that. He said, no, I'm not letting this slide away. You know how you do, you don't let things slide. I don't let things slide. Yeah, Lumumba didn't let things slide. He didn't allow this young king from Belgium to come and say, we're giving you independence now. He said, no, you didn't give us independence. We fought for it with blood and tears. Then he took a microphone, listen to him.
Independence fighters, today victorious. I greet you in the name of the Congolese government. To all of you, my dearest friends, who have fought so tirelessly and with such unwavering dedication by our side, I earnestly ask you to make this truly momentous, the 30th of June, 1960, a profoundly historic and unforgettable date that you will forever keep indelibly engraved within your hearts and minds, a date whose profound meaning and significance you will proudly and passionately teach to your beloved children, so that they, in turn, will faithfully pass on to their sons and grandsons the glorious and inspiring history of our arduous and valiant struggle for freedom and independence. We have known the mockery, the insults, the blows that we had to endure morning, noon, and night, simply because we were black. Who will forget that a black person was addressed as two, not as one would to a friend, but because the respectful us was reserved only for whites.
He reminded them that we got our independence through blood and tears. We were beaten up. We suffered in our own land. We were treated like animals. So you can't come here and tell us that you're giving us independence. We have fought for it. People clapped their hand. Lumumba had left. Was it wise or was it blunt? Question mark. Was it worth it or not? I don't know. You're going to let me know. Next, he became prime minister. There was a president. Okay, this man, short man here, Kasavubu. And this man here, Mobutu, was in the army. Well, Lumumba trained Mobutu into becoming a, outspoken human being. Mobutu used to be a journalist. Lumumba took him to Belgium with him. He mentored him. Lumumba mentored Mobutu into business, into understanding politics. But when he came back, Lumumba became president. Everybody started hating him. For some reason, Lumumba wanted the country to move toward the direction of freedom. Okay, Lumumba wanted to be associated with Russia. He lacked the mentality of the Russians. He lacked the system where things belong to the people and not to the companies. What happened was they tricked him. They used Mobutu, who was his friend, to get him. Lumumba ran away. They were looking for him. He ran away. It's very, very sad. He ran away. As he was running away, well, some people say that he had crossed a river somewhere in the country, in the forest, crossed the river. After crossing a river, he saw soldiers running after him, and the soldiers were about to capture his wife, who was waiting for the next boat to cross, because everybody couldn't cross with these African boats. Not everybody could cross through that. Some people said that Lumumba went back because his wife was there and he was apprehended. Okay, what happened next was sad. It was organized by Mobutu. Yes, Mobutu was a sellout. He manufactured that with the CIA and the Belgians that did not want communism to come to Africa. And that's what happened. Now, we're celebrating his anniversary. He was born in July 2nd, 1925. It's 100 years now of Lumumba. Now, the Congolese people sold Lumumba. Yes. It's sad. Okay. Lumumba was killed in January 1961 by the Congolese and police officer and some Belgians with the complicity of Belgium and CIA. The news prompted demonstrations in several countries, including India and former Yugoslavia. Imagine you killing somebody in Africa. In India, there's protestation and Yugoslavia. They chopped him into small pieces and put him into a basket of acid, sulfuric acid, whatever, so to dilute his whole body so everything can disappear. It's very sad, brothers. Don't call me brother. I'm not your brother. You must stop that. I don't like that. Don't do that. It's very sad what Africans can do to Africans, black people to our black people. If you look at it with the lens of clarity, you'll feel very sad and you'll understand where we're just scattered. There's no logics, nothing functions. How can you take out somebody that's fought for you? He's given his own youth for you. Lumumba could have run away. He should have left. I think he should have left. My opinion, that man should have saved his life after fighting for a nation that betrayed him. Maybe not the entire nation, but how can you betray such a person? Even if you don't like him, you don't want him, you want to be in power. Because Mobutu became the president after that. Look at how they arrested him. Look how they're putting cables around this man, like he's a criminal. What did he do wrong? He just freed his people from the colonialists. But some of these people were greedy. They want to be president. I want to be the boss. That's the problem. That's how you sold the people who went to America. And you hate it when you told the truth. Yeah, you sold your own people to slavery in America and Brazil. Yeah, I mean, it's genetics. It's genetics. How many times do Europeans sell other Europeans for Africans? It happens all the time. Just bring money between Africans. Shh. Separation. Even if you didn't like Lumumba, you didn't have to do that to him. Look at this man here, saying that he was a member of opposition. He says that if he had Lumumba, he wouldn't have killed him immediately. He would have chopped his ear one day, chop his finger the next day, chop his nose and eat it. Listen to this guy.
So Manuel?
Yes.
Are you happy now then?
Oh yes, yet I am so happy. Not bad, huh? I am so happy.
Why are you happy? Because Lumumba is dead?
Yes, surely. It's just like I told you last time on television that if this man is not dead, then we wouldn't be commemorating him a little seriously. I am so happy. You can even see me laughing because I am so happy.
Doesn't it bother you that he was assassinated like that?
Yes, surely. The way he was assassinated like that. If it were up to me, if it were about me, I would even eat him, If it were at my place, I would even eat him like we eat chikwang.
What do you truly think should really be done with the Lumumbists then?
With the Lumumbists, if it were up to me, if we arrest them, in fact, to be precise, if I were in the place of the head of state or if I were an authority, I would send them all to Bakwanga and then we should cut off their ears. And today you cut off their ear, tomorrow you cut off their arms, the day after you cut off their legs, and you leave them like that from the end of their life until they die. So you take them and put them up like statues, like skeletons.
This is a Congolese brother. This is his brother. Yeah. I know Congo is a concept that's absolutely stupid. Congo is a country. Congo that we can respect is the Kingdom of Congo. This is the Kingdom of Congo. It's embedded Angola, it had some of Congo Brazzaville, and some part of what you call Congo DRC today, not the entirety of it. Congo was created by the white man. The country Congo, you know what I'm saying? The Kingdom of Congo is different from Congo the country. Some people in Congo the country today did not belong to the Kingdom of Congo. Only some people of Congo today belong to that kingdom. How can you say, if it was me, I would have eaten him? You're talking to a white journalist. What kind of a human being are you? You know, sometimes I believe in curses. Like, I think if you look at Congo Congo has never known peace. It's just been mayhem and havoc, wars and wars, killings and separation. It's crazy. Blood diamonds, looting presidents, absolutely obscure situations. It's autocracy. It's tribalism. It's crazy. You can't take out somebody who's sent by God like Lumumba and expect to have peace. How is that possible? You need to apologize. Congolese people need to apologize to God for taking out people. Okay, maybe not everybody, but people that are related to the people that were included into that situation of taking out Lumumba need to apologize. You need to fast and pray and apologize to God for what you did to Lumumba. Which other Lumumba will emerge of Congo if they've seen what they've done to Lumumba in the past? I know this is not limited to Congo. There's Burkina Faso also, Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara was a great man. He fought for the freedom of his people. Okay, he pushed away the French mentality. He did not want any debt from international institution. He wanted to free his people. He pushed his people into agriculture, make foods, make your own clothes, stop wearing Levi's straws, make your own stuff. We can buy it.
Levi's, advertise Levi's. Well, that's good. I see the blue jeans. The jeans is well stitched there. Levi's, that's good. But that's America. You can even see it's written at the bottom. San Francisco. It says San Francisco. What do you want us to do? How are we going to nationalize? How are we going to do it? The other one over there who came to ask the question, Harvard, formaldehyde. There you go. But what does that mean? Here in Cayenne, do you think there are any weavers who can do this?
He forced government people to buy stuff from the country, buy clothes from the country.
The clubs and machetes we buy are useless. Let us also ensure that the African market is the market for Africans. Produce in Africa, process in Africa, and consume in Africa. Let us produce what we need and consume what we produce instead of importing. Burkina Faso has come here to show you the cotton fabric produced in Burkina Faso, woven in Burkina Faso, and sewn in Burkina Faso to clothe the people of Burkina Faso. My delegation and I, addressed by our own weavers, our own farmers. There is not a single thread that comes from Europe or America. I'm not putting on a fashion show, but I simply want to say that we must accept to live as Africans. It is the only way to live free and to live with dignity. Thank you, Mr. President. Homeland or death, we shall overcome.
Everybody was wearing something called Sankara arrive. Sankara arrive Sankara arrive means Sankara is coming. It's that clothes they were wearing. They say some people in office will wear their Gucci shirt. When Sankara is coming, they wear that Sankara arrive quickly. Sankara arrive, like Sankara is coming, they wear it. He promoted women into governments, Sankara. He pushed for respect. He said he declared that there's a day of the week where the man has to go to the market. The man has to go buy food to see what women have to go through.
Which means that we must give every woman a job. We must give every woman the means to earn her living honestly and with dignity.
We celebrate Lumumba today on his birthday. Great man, great spirit. May his soul rest in peace. May his soul rest in peace. I want to talk about something else, but I think it's going to spoil this if I do. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. Drop your comments. YouTube say a lot of you guys watch videos, but you're not subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? This is family, fellas. The motherland is here. Rwanda, Uganda, Congo, Burundi, South Africa, Botswana, it's here. Join us. God bless.